Hi everybody, I know it's been a while since I've posted anything, but I had an issue where I thought all of my videos were being backed up to iCloud, and I deleted a bunch of videos off of my phone to free up some space for some new videos. And I lost a lot of content. So, I have a new guitar that I had bought and recorded the whole opening and receiving and all that stuff, and unfortunately that's gone. This is just going to be a quick little update. I keep gaining a couple followers every couple of weeks, and I really appreciate that. More content is coming soon. There's some things in limbo right now with I'm going to start building another guitar here soon, and just some general things. So here is a quick update. Most of you are familiar with the ES335 kit that I built last year during the pandemic, or the beginning of it. I've done nothing major to this guitar other than add some strings to it and condition the fretboard anytime I change strings. You can see way up here where I barely touch it in the cowboy chord area that is getting a little bit dry, but down here where my fingers touch all the time, it stays pretty nice and oily, as disgusting as that sounds. The only major thing that I've done to it is I did add a bone nut, which I filed myself and from some nut blanks that I ordered off Amazon. Unfortunately, the headstock was still not quite cured and was quite soft when I did it. So even though it was taped up and protected, I did get some gouges in it. So I will be redoing the face of the headstock at some point. I did put a beautiful Perry's leather strap on with Schaller locking tuners. And it is a great combination with the green and the dyed red sides. For the fender, which some of you have seen or may have or are familiar with, I play this guitar. I pretty much take this one to my lessons most of the time because it just has the easiest to tote around bag and all that. There are a couple things that I'd like to change on it. I'm going to get a new pick guard because this one has a little bit of play right here where it wasn't quite stamped well. Low power. Where it wasn't quite stamped well and it vibrates. I may not get a new one, but the reason I want a new one is I want to get rid of this switch right here. And I don't want a hole in my pick guard. So this switch is to split the coils from humbucker to single coil. I never use it. I only play with it whenever I'm screwing around with tones and stuff. This switch, though, is to activate the neck pickup whenever it's in bridge mode down here in these two switches, or these three. I use that one the most, and I also wired this tone pot to control the neck pickup. It works great, but whenever I am in the bridge position and activate the neck pickup, this tone control does nothing, and I kind of want it to act like the 335s or the Gibsons do, where the tone control still works whenever the two are on, so I'm going to do some rewiring and fix that. I did just pull the block out last weekend and re-drilled this for a new tremolo bar or whammy bar because the one that came with the steel block was a little thin and it bent quite often. So the whammy was pretty much useless. Over here, I have a little Yamaha FG Junior that I think it's an FG Junior. I'm sorry. Yep, FG Junior JR2. I picked this up in Knoxville, Tennessee a few years ago when I was on vacation to Pigeon Forge. And it is a great little guitar. It is obviously a kid's guitar being a junior model, but it is great for travel and fits well in the truck whenever I have all my luggage and tent and all that stuff or whatever else I take. It sounds great. It's a beautiful playing guitar. I don't play it as much anymore now that I have this new beauty. So, as I mentioned in the intro, I lost quite a few videos due to not paying attention to how things were being backed up. And I had a full delivery and unboxing of this guitar and the first impressions and all that. But I've had it for a few months now, and I have to say this is one of the most wonderful sounding guitars I've ever played. The soundboard on this and the way it's set up, it's dirty. You can see all my fingerprints and arm sweat and all that because I've been playing it outside today. But it is so beautiful and has such a wonderful resonant sound. This is a PRS Angelus A50E. Whenever I found, I went on Reverb a few months ago after selling some stocks and getting out of something that was about to drop. I decided to take the profit and buy myself a new guitar. So I went on to Reverb. I was looking for the A50E because I had seen it on PRS's website, but I could not find one anywhere locally, and on Reverb in Sweetwater, I could not find one either. I settled for an A40E, and whenever I purchased it, the seller contacted me. They were a Guitar Center out of LA, I believe, and said that the A40 that I purchased had a big dent out here in the soundboard. They asked me if I still wanted the guitar, but they also offered me an A50 that they found in the warehouse. This A50 was built in 2018, so it had sat around for a little bit, and we can look in here and see the build date if it'll focus. Anyway, they offered me this guitar instead of the A40 because the A40 was damaged. So of course I jumped on it because this is the exact guitar that I wanted. I saw this Sunburst and I absolutely loved it with this abalone around it, and I love these bird inlays. This is one of my favorite things about PRS guitars. This does have a bone nut and a bone saddle from the factory, so PRS really did things good there. The only thing that people balk about is the fact that this is a Chinese-made guitar. It is made in China, and it's stamped quite prominently on the back of the headstock. I don't care. It sounds beautiful. It's from a well-respected and reputable company, Paul Reed Smith, and I love it. I will be posting some playing examples of it soon. So I just got all these guitars out to do some cleaning. I'm going to do string changes on the PRS because I don't quite care for the strings that are on it. And I want to put new strings on Ivy because they've been on here for quite a few months, and they're starting to feel a little bit gritty because I play her the most when I'm practicing. So that's the update. I am getting ready to build another guitar. I still have another ES335 kit that I'm holding on to. I have special plans for that one. I'm trying to decide now between let's flip this around. I am going to be building another guitar soon. I am trying to decide between a Les Paul style, an SG style, or a Telecaster. If I do a Les Paul or SG style, I'll probably just do a kit because the body will come preformed and all that, and I still don't quite have the space that I need to set up a complete shop that I'll need to form a body. If I do a Telecaster, I'll probably order the body and neck from Warmoth, or I've been looking at some other places. There's a local place in Sarasota, Florida that has cheaper, or I should say less than expensive components that are still very good, called Guitar Fetish. A lot of my components on Ivy and the Squire are from Guitar Fetish, so I absolutely love their stuff. I don't balk at anything that they have. You can obviously see what's good and what's bad, or I should say what's cheap and what's not whenever you're browsing their site. So that's a quick update, and I'm pouring through a few options. I'll probably order the stuff that I want to start working on here within the next week or so. So if you want to drop a comment, let me know what kind of guitar you'd like to see me build. Let me know down below, and I will see you later. Thank you again. Bye.